So it's April 2nd, 2018, and I woke up to some snow today. The dog seems to like the snow, but it's pretty rare to get snow in April. So much for that global warming joke, huh? Okay, my truck is not normally used to snow. It's living in Las Vegas. So, since it snowed, I thought I would head to a little town on the Ohio River called Bellaire. They have a historic viaduct. It's like an old railroad track that goes across the Ohio River. And actually Bellaire is no longer a town. I can remember in the 1960s and 70s when Bellaire was a town. But now it's just a village. Everybody's moved away. But this is the viaduct I want to film and show you. It goes through Bellaire and then it heads across the Ohio River to West Virginia. The West Virginia Panhandle slips up between Ohio and Pennsylvania. You have a West Virginia Panhandle, a Wheeling, Benwood, West Virginia across the river. So I wanted to show pictures of the viaduct, maybe when it snowed in April. It is a rare occurrence. Now this bridge, believe it or not, was used in the filming of that Denzel Washington movie. I believe it was called Runaway. Remember that movie, Denzel Washington and the Runaway Train? Well, believe it or not, they filmed part of that movie in this town called Bellaire. And they also filmed a long time ago the Silence of the Lambs. They filmed that in this town also. Again, this viaduct is a historic monument. It was built in the around 1870. Matter of fact, B&O Railroad, they were involved with building this, I believe. This train rail, this viaduct, helped build the city of Bellaire. That's what brought people here. Believe it or not, the population peaked in the 50s and 60s. There was probably close to 20,000 people in this area in the 60s, and now I think we're down to 3,000 in a village. So this is a historic little town on the Ohio River, and I'll show the pictures of the viaduct. And even in South Bellaire, a lot of the kids remember a story called The House That Jack Built. That used to be a big thing. The house that Jack built was a coal miner, and he let his donkey or whatever it was live in the house. And so the windows were built so the donkey could live out the house, or the donkey could look out the windows. But that house was tore down a long time ago, but they made a children's story about the house that Jack built. It originates in this town, Bellaire. Lots of history here. And most of the people in this area are Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Football used to be a big thing here. Lance Mell was from this area, and he played for the New York Jets, I believe. So I'm just going to show you some pictures of the Bellaire Viaduct. The way things are going now, you got these people in charge now. Who knows? They might tear it down in 10 years. I don't know. Now, later on, I'm going to show you pictures of the Bellaire Bridge. The Bellaire Bridge used to be a toll bridge. Now, it's been closed down for a long time. Yeah, there we are. It's Steelers country. Bellaire is not too far from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show a picture of the old Bellaire Bridge, toll bridge, which has been closed down for a long time. And many scrap metal people have tried. Actually, there was a scrap yard guy who bought the Bellaire Bridge, and he tried to tear the Bellaire Bridge down for the metal, but the local officials, government people, put so many regulations on him, he was unable to do it. And now I hear the city of, I think one of the West Virginia city, Benwood, may be tearing the bridge down. But we're not here to talk about the Bellaire Bridge. We're here to talk about the viaduct, the stone viaduct. Now they used these stones that they used here these were hand cut by masons. A lot of Italians lived in this area, Irish, Italians, Germans, and all these brown sandstone stones were hand cut. I mean, they're beautiful stones. We really did some good work 100 years ago. Now they're actually cutting stone like this in China. They have stonemasons in China who are still cutting stone like this in China. But today, I mean, it's sad. It's sad that Americans are losing our trades like stonemasons. Used to be a lot of stonemasons, and now here you got Gula's hot dog there. The trip would not be complete if you're going to go to the Bellaire Viaduct and see this historic bridge. Your trip would not be complete without stopping into Gula's and having a hot dog. Those hot dogs are really, really good. They have a special sauce, the Gula's sauce, and it's well worth it to go in there and try one of the Gula hot dogs. What I was saying, talking about stonemasons, there used to be a whole lot of stonemasons. Now, okay, here's the bridge as it goes across the Ohio River. Remember, this bridge is connected to the stone viaduct, and it goes across the river to West Virginia. Now, there is the sandbox. Now, they're having a boom in natural gas. The natural gas business is big in this area. Unfortunately, a lot of the city people are not seeing that money. But in that truck you just saw was sand, and they use sand and toxic materials, and they frack into the earth, and they use the sand and toxic material to drill into the earth, and yeah, they destroy your water. There's a sandbox. These natural gas trucks are all up and down the roads. Unfortunately, I see lots of buildings in disrepair. I see lots of poor people, but the Texas gas people are making a fortune. And they do pay a couple farmers. They give a couple farmers $1 million, but everybody else suffers. They're actually stealing the gas on my property. I have 12 acres, and they're stealing the gas on my property, not paying me a penny. The roads are horrible, but don't get me started on the natural gas people, because they screw the normal guy like me. They screw us. Now here's the Bellaire Bridge. As you can see, it's no longer working. Used to be a toll bridge. If you wanted to go over to West Virginia and use this bridge, they used to charge, I think it was 10 or 15 cents. Now there's a whole lot of scrap metal on there. As I said, there was a scrap yard man. He bought this. He thought he was going to tear it down and cash in the metal. But hey, you're dealing with government people here, and they're not going to let you tear this down. No, they're not. No, they're just not going to happen. So it's amazing. There's people who, only certain people are allowed to do certain jobs. And we won't get into the Bellaire Bridge, but that's part of the story. There's the old Bellaire Bridge. People from Bellaire will remember. The old timers will remember going across this bridge, paying a little toll. And that's the story of the village. It's now the village of Bellaire on the Ohio River. It's no longer a town. Thank you.